Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gabel.
And my name is Jacob Wurtz, guys. Welcome to Season 3, Episode number 13.
I'm so pumped, dude.
Lucky
Let's
number
do it.
13,
Let's
baby.
do it.
Guys, if this is your first time joining us for the Untapped Podcast, first of all, thank you and welcome. We are so happy to have you with us. We actually have 5 main formats of our show. So first, we have Forging Fortitude episodes. In these episodes, we cover the mental side of things, okay? The overall idea of our brand is combining mental health and physical health into one and really exploiting the connection between the two. So in these Forging Fortitude episodes, we cover that mental side of it, okay? So we go over a lot of our anecdotal experiences with mindset and mentality, things of that nature. We try to pass on advice to you guys because more likely than not, you'll be able to pull something from that and apply it to your life. Next, we have physical vitality episodes, okay? You have 2 certified personal trainers here. In these episodes, we cover the physical side of the brand. So we go over the gym, workouts, diet, nutrition, different programs like 75 Hard. We cover outdoor workouts because those are some of our favorites. Those ones are really, really solid because we get to showcase our expertise.
Yes, sir. Let's go. So, format number 3, ladies and gentlemen, that's our breaking news format. Those are a lot of fun episodes because we get to talk shit, as you guys know. Current events-based episodes. Now, those are also how history connects to current day events. And we also touch on the impact of these events, our opinions on them, that type of thing. Our 4th format is our Knights Table episodes. Those are masculinity-based episodes. Now, those, again, guys, keep in mind, we're 2 24-year-olds and a 22-year-old, a producer. Now, we're bringing you guys along in the journey of becoming a strong man, strong father, strong husband when the time comes. And those times aren't yet, but we believe masculinity is paramount in this world right now and always will be in this world. Our final format and our 5th format is our guest format, what we have today, very exciting one. That is where we sit down with anybody that is professional in their field, somebody that brings you value of some sort, guys. A lot of fun. We get to sit down and have really good conversations with people. Our final thing to introduce is our producer and my brother, Mitchell Gabel.
Hello, gentlemen. How's it going?
Oh, my Lord. We're a
doing
little bit of a big deal
Doing
today.
great. Guys, we are so thrilled to be bringing you the first guest of Season 3, Mr. Connor Goodrich.
What's
Wow.
up?
What's up, homie?
Let's go.
How we doing?
Good, man.
Dude,
Good.
boys,
We're
ready?
really excited to have you on here.
I'm excited to be here.
First podcast, right?
First one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little nervous? Nah, this guy doesn't get nervous.
Dude, this guy doesn't
Bro,
get nervous.
come
Are
on.
you kidding me? Come on now.
No, I get nervous, man. But no, this is great. I love this, man.
Were you
Very
more
excited to be
nervous to come on the podcast or to propose to your wife?
Propose to my wife.
Yeah?
Oh,
Wow, I hope you'd answer that. Oh, my gosh.
my goodness.
Molly's
yeah.
going to be like,
He better have
answer
said
quick.
that.
Answer
Oh,
quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I made her hike up a mountain for that too. So it had to work. She had
Yeah?
to say yes. It was gonna be an awkward walk down.
Yeah, I mean, would you have just gone by yourself on the way back down if she said no? Or?
No, I probably would have just questioned her the entire time on the way down.
Yeah.
That's probably a good method, actually, if it did come to that.
I mean, we were
Yeah.
staying in the same
Yeah.
place. We drove down together, so
Yeah.
I was really banking on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, Connor, we've obviously known you for a little while now, but why don't you go ahead and tell our audience just a little bit about yourself, where
Yeah.
you're from, what you do now, just in general, who are you?
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Connor Goodrich, born and raised in Dayton, Ohio. Small little town right outside of Dayton, Ohio called Bellbrook, Ohio. It's actually a lot like Eureka, if you guys can
great,
picture
right
that.
on.
great. Just
Right
where
on.
Mitchell and I grew up. Yeah.
Good
Same
start.
thing. You
Great
got like
spot.
you got a main road and then a couple little small shops here and there, and then
Yep.
some subdivisions left and right. But small little town there. Graduated from high school 2013.
Old ass.
Yeah, man.
Damn it. We're going right into the old shit. Come on, words. Oh, man.
I'm getting older on Saturday. But yeah, grew up in that little town. Graduated 2013. Spent a couple years working at odd-end jobs. College wasn't my thing. Joined the military. Got out. Met my future wife,
My lovely wife.
that gorgeous woman. Yeah, met
Molly,
her.
Molly G Fitness on
Molly
Instagram.
G Fitness. Hey, shout out. Met her. We moved out here a couple years ago, and then been chilling ever since, man.
Dude, I love it.
Loving St. Louis.
You're a Cardinals fan now, too. It's
No.
awesome to see. Every night, you no longer
tried
post
that.
about the Reds.
I
you know,
never
it's
see the
all
Reds in your
Cardinal
story.
stuff.
I about said some words. Would have been real quick. No, hey, Cincinnati Reds till I die. Yeah, always and forever. That's why we're
let's-
number one
They're
in the
kind of
division.
sick right now, though.
Let's
Yeah,
get this
that's true.
episode over with.
Yeah, let's call us at 20,
Shout out
20 minutes. Yeah.
Ellie.
Ellie De La Cruz, man, he's a stud.
Dude,
He's a
that
stud. I
kid-
love the energy
that
he's
kid
bringing.
can
I do.
run.
I do.
It's great.
Freaking has a cycle in his first 15 games in the big leagues. Like that's insane.
Unheard of.
It literally, yeah.
Since Trout.
Yeah.
Isn't
Who's
he?
that?
How old is he again? God bless. How old is
Salty.
Ellie?
21,
Yeah,
I want to
he's
say.
Oh,
Kid.
come on.
He's a
I know. It's
kid.
unbelievable. It's
Come
unbelievable.
on.
The youth in baseball right now is really solid,
Yeah.
especially in the big leagues.
That's
Oh,
what
absolutely.
hockey is right now. It's
a lot of
great.
fun.
It's great, dude.
Yeah.
That's because it brings more excitement to the
Yeah,
game.
that's
Now
true.
I am a
Yeah.
Blues fan.
All right, well, that's half a point.
Well,
you
yeah,
just
because
got
you can't be
back.
a Blue Jackets fan.
I wasn't introduced to hockey until I met my wife.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So her being
Yeah.
born and raised here, hockey's like,
Smart of her.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like second nature to her.
You'll be a Cardinals fan soon enough.
No.
We'll see. We'll see.
No.
So,
Go ahead.
dude.
so in there, you mentioned you joined the military. So
Yeah, correct.
College wasn't your thing. Did you go to college at all
After I went to a trade school.
before the military?
After
Gotcha. What'd you go to trade school for?
electrical design.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
that what you're doing now then?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So-
Electrical designer. So I'm a nuclear electrical designer now.
So you build nukes.
I don't. Yeah. No. You ever seen the annoying like smokestacks that you drive down the highway and there's like a nuclear plant just like on a body of water somewhere
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, poisoning the country, right? Yeah. It's
You
not
build
what it
those.
is, but I helped design the wire routing and all that through those.
He's actually head for Ukraine defense. Yep.
So did you work on the Manhattan
Yep.
Project then?
Yeah,
too?
Biden hit me up a couple weeks ago. Biden hit me up a couple weeks ago. I said, hey, got
Yep.
some money from my boy, his son, of course.
What?
And
Hunter's a great guy, though. I thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think I get all of my women from?
I think they're gonna say all your crack from, but
That too.
you know
No,
that's
I get
as well.
nicer crack than he does. St. Louis crack is dangerous.
Yeah. We do have an issue there right here with that. That's for
Almost
sure,
as
too.
good as Dayton fentanyl.
Oh. I don't know. Have you been to Jefferson County, Missouri?
Yeah,
I've
Jeffco
made it a
owns that
point to
game.
stay out.
Yeah.
I've heard, and I won't go.
You don't need to go there. You're not missing anything.
Nah.
Yeah,
I've heard I could,
sorry for those
I
of
could
you that
probably
listen
make
to
my
Jeffco.
rounds around Jeffco if I wanted to. Like if I
Yeah.
was ever single, I could probably get through that town pretty quick.
Really,
Dude, just flexing on us right now.
really, that's a tough one.
I don't think
Connor.
that's a flex, brother.
That's a flex. Jeffco women, yeah.
The
don't-
average person has about 3 teeth in Jefferson County, so
Hey, the less the better.
can whistle better.
You can do a lot
Is
of
that,
things.
is that how that works?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
Sure.
anyway, staying on track here.
Let's go.
So, went to trade school after.
Yep.
Why did you join the military, other than college not being your thing?
That was really my only route.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of money growing up from a very poor side of the family. Raised by a single mom. My brother joined the military. Didn't work out too well for him, but I thought, hey, maybe I could take a swing at this.
Yeah.
Chose a different route inside the military and enjoyed it.
What branch?
Army.
Army? Yeah. Right on, right on.
Yep.
And what did you do in the military?
I was 13 Bravo, which is field artillery, or cannon crew member is the technical name for it. But the job is field artillery.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so-
explain that a little bit. What does that
Yeah.
mean?
So I was attached to a light infantry or a light artillery unit, which doesn't make sense because our gun was 20 feet long and 10,000 pounds. So that's light.
That's my new
That's light.
PR bench.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I forgot to tell you that, Gable.
So you don't bench.
10,000 pounds.
You don't bench.
No, that's okay.
Dumbbells only.
It was dumbbells. Yep.
Oh, is that what it is?
5,000
It's the new
each
house
hand.
dumbbells?
Yeah, those new Watson dumbbells.
damn. Yeah. Those things are
They might
huge.
as well be 2,000.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, those things are huge.
But yeah, so that was my job there, and you move through positions on the gun. So you either running rounds, you're shoving rounds up the tube, you're pulling the tray down that loads the round into the tube, or you're pulling the lanyard that fires the gun, or you're the gunner that is actually aiming the gun. Above that, you're a chief, which is normally a leadership position inside that. So
Yeah.
chief in the gun, chief in the section, taking care of the boys.
Yeah.
My job was gunner, so I was aiming basically
Nice.
the whole
Kind
time.
of sick.
That
Yeah,
is
it was
super
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
But I made my way up to gunner pretty fast. Just worked my ass off and
Yeah.
got up there.
That's
But,
yeah.
you. That's you in
yeah.
a
I mean,
nutshell,
I just
dude.
got
Yeah.
there and I stayed there until I got out.
Yeah.
So curiosity, I guess.
Yeah.
Were you trained on every other position on the artillery weapon as well?
You work your way through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you also have to be able to know how to do the other jobs in case something happens.
of course, which
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
At least the basics.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes
so
sense.
you're tested on everything within your skill level. Every position, even if you're a round runner, which is like the bottom of the barrel, you should know how to do a basic gunner's job.
Gotcha. So at least like you said, if shit hits the fan, kind of, then
Exactly.
Right. Somebody can step up to back that up
Absolutely.
if needed. Okay,
100%.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
How heavy are those rounds?
They range from 90 to 110 pounds
Wow.
a piece.
Wow.
And that really depends on what's in it and how big the fuse is and what the fuse is and all that. So
How long would the fuses get then? I mean, what?
length, not that long. The weight usually depends on so you'd have like a PD, which is like a point detonating fuse, which means it detonates on impact.
Okay.
You can have ones that are guided. So those ones are a little heavier.
Wow.
What's guiding them?
What we put into it. So we can set a timer and a tracker on it. We have a machine that you put on top of this fuse, and you press these buttons. You're putting in like a deflection. You're putting in whatever. You're putting in the time, and then it'll explode.
So that's where
That's
the
insane.
$700 billion of our budget goes to.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, but that's sick though.
It's pretty
That is
sick.
sick. Yeah.
How
I'm
far-
not disagreeing that. Yeah.
What was the range on these artillery guns?
Don't quote me on this. I believe it's anywhere between 30 and 50 miles.
Oh my!
You say 30 to 50 miles?
Yeah. So the main point of the main point of these guns is to not leave the base, the fob. So you're on the fob, and you're shooting from the fob to wherever the boys need you.
So basically, like those guys that are close quarters.
Yep.
You're the
They're
ones back-
calling
yeah.
when they can call in artillery within range. That's what they're calling it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So how many would typically be on a fob, which is forward operating base? Is that
Yep,
correct?
forward
Okay.
operating base. It depends. You could have 2, you could have 3, you could have 1.
Yeah.
It really depends on how necessary they are at the time.
Sure,
I
sure.
mean, towards the end of the war, my job wasn't that necessary.
Really?
Yeah. So we were kind
Gotcha.
of there for the ifs, like
Yeah.
if we needed it.
And
Because
when did you get out of the military?
I got out of active duty 2018.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. So that makes sense. Why? That's why I was trying to like get the timeline of
Yeah.
why you weren't used as much at the time. That makes
2015 to
sense.
2018 was my time. So yeah, we weren't used that much because a lot of air support was in by then.
Yeah. Which is probably more accurate.
Yeah,
Or
way more accurate.
Okay. Yeah.
Way more accurate,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, because we're shooting at grid squares, which is if you look at a map, like how we have it laid out is a square by square by square by square. So we're shooting at those, and we're basically
Kind of guessing a little
a
bit.
little bit, yeah, because you don't know exactly where the person's at,
Yeah.
but you're given coordinates from somebody, and you're like, all right, this is it. This is where I'm shooting it.
Right in this
Yeah.
box. Yeah.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
a box basically.
So now, what was your training outside of the artillery? What were you competent and or like had to be competent in? If that makes sense. Other jobs,
Just
like around the base,
like for the military in general.
Yeah. Like firearms, like etc.
Yeah, you had to be competent in your firearms. So shooting your M4, the pistol really wasn't for us. I mean, we shot the pistol every now and then, but mainly trained on your M4.
Yeah.
Accuracy. Once again, we were artillery dudes. Our first job, your first job in the military is infantry. No matter what you are, you're a cook.
Gotcha.
Your first job is infantry. But when it came down to it, and you were at your duty station or deployed, it was your job first.
Yeah.
Infantry second. So we shot our rifles to qualify to make sure we were still up to par with our skills. That was it.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be useless if you did have to handle one and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, that
Every
makes
now and
sense.
then we'd have a couple fun range days where we bring out the big guns, the 249s, the 50 cals.
Nice.
Like,
The saws.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we got saws. So yeah,
gosh.
with the man.
What was the most fun gun to shoot?
Ever for me,
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
The 50 sick.
That's so
It
cool.
was automatic.
Dang. That's cool.
So
It was
Yeah.
automatic 50.
yeah.
I still can't comprehend that in my mind because I know they exist and I know how capable our military is,
Yeah.
but that's why I'm asking all these questions because it's so
No, yeah.
so fascinating.
Well, these were meant and built to be attached to the top of vehicles. So like we never shot shoulder fired 50 cals or anything
Sure.
like that.
Would it blow your shoulder out?
No.
yeah, I would
No.
assume
Shoulder
not.
fired 50 cal now.
I did see a guy on Instagram or something literally firing a Barrett 50 cal on
Oh,
his
yeah,
shoulder.
dudes will shoulder
Just
fire those all the
semi-auto
time
and
now.
just-
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
Which that's
what
a
am I
sniper,
watching?
So I guess
Yeah,
that's a little
right.
bit different than a mounted gun.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
It's
right.
still crazy.
Yeah.
It's built a little different. But yeah,
Dang.
I mean, you got to think though, every piece of equipment in the military is old that I used. Is old.
Why?
Yeah.
Just
Money.
Cause yeah.
Money.
Where was the new money going?
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
See.
Maybe probably a lot of Air Force, I bet
Zelensky.
too.
No, so a lot of the money,
Yeah, probably by that time already. yeah.
legitimately the Air Force, the Navy. So a lot of money went to your special operations. They
we
had
go.
an unlimited budget,
Fair enough.
and they always will.
Yeah.
So
Did you guys ever work with any special force units or anything?
No, we got rolled up on a unit once while we were training because we rolled into their area at night. It was an accident. Yeah, accident. But that was it. That was like our only interaction with them.
Would that have been Rangers or no?
No, I believe it was third group. Yeah.
Which is related to
SF.
Which is related to who?
Special Forces. Yeah.
Well, so third group, are they attached to like Army, Navy? Or
Army. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, third group. So yeah, Special Forces is divided into groups.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Never really like worked hand in hand with them or anything like that. Have a lot of buddies that are in them.
Sure.
But
yeah,
that's it.
So then what's the difference between third group and then Green Berets or Rangers?
Third group is Green Beret.
Oh, okay.
So Special Forces is broken down into groups by location.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the SEALs, where the teams are on different sides of the country.
Exactly like it.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ranger battalions. So your Ranger battalions are broken up into groups as well.
Okay.
So, but yeah, Rangers are some hitters, dude.
Really?
Like
we know one personally.
Yeah.
Actually, for that Mitchell and I do. But
they're hardcore dudes, man. When it comes down to the comparison of special operations, Rangers and SEALs are the comparison.
Really?
Yeah, it's not SEALs and Special Forces. Not at all.
It's not even. Well, I guess Delta Force and DevGru are different, right?
Yeah,
they're like the peak of the peak. But Rangers and SEAls are like the obvious comparison.
Correct. Yeah. Well, Delta's the top tier because it's the only group that can accept from all branches.
Any branch. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can be Dev Group and try out for Delta. You still have to try out for Delta.
Yeah. And then isn't one of the main differences between the SEALs and the Rangers is the Rangers travel in a much bigger size of unit or group, whatever you call it, and then SEALs are a much smaller team and more close quarters type stuff. But I've heard that Rangers are more used like we're taking over the airfield.
Rangers are used in abundance. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's a
larger group.
Yeah.
Way larger group. They're not as trained on the water as SEAls are.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Naturally.
But the SEALs do have a side where they're kind of like special operations, where they do have to hearts and minds some people.
Yeah.
Where they go in and they talk. So it's rare, but if they're needed like that, that's what they'll use them for. I mean, it's at needs.
Sure.
Wow.
Basically.
Yeah. Where were you stationed?
Fort Drum, New York.
New York.
Yeah, basically Canada, man.
Really? So it got cold.
It got negative 25 was my worst.
Holy hell.
Yep. Outside
Oh my. So was there ever a chance of your unit being pulled overseas?
We got ready to be pulled overseas a couple of times.
Really?
Yep.
And what happened?
Nothing, man. It just gets shot down so fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there a specific reason?
They won't tell you.
No. Of course
Gotcha.
they won't.
No, they'll get you ready for it.
I guess.
Yeah, they'll get you ready for it. It comes down from the Pentagon. So it's like you're in rotation, basically. And they'll be like, well, this group or this team or this unit hasn't been over. We'll send them. We'll get them to replace who's there right now.
Yeah.
And then something last minute could pop up and you're off that list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's typically the length of a rotation for artillery units that do go overseas?
Oh, deployment times?
Yeah.
They're 9 months.
9 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
They're
the
about
norm,
average 9
the
months.
usual.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Infantry can range. I mean, my brother was over there for about 15 months one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was.
Wow. I guess they do use them and kind of throw them away in the infantry sometimes, don't they? Like
and they'll keep you as long as they want to keep you.
That's what I'm kind of curious about because one of the topics we wanted to go over is like best and worst from the military, and one of those was like, I mean, I've heard they ride you like a dog, pretty much. Like they just kind of use you, and then I don't know if that's true again, but yeah,
it is like that kind of. You can also be a total shitbag in the Army or the military or any branch, and you're never going to get used, ever.
Right?
But that's just how it is. I mean, it's like your regular civilians, man. You got the dudes that are in the gym all day. You got the dudes that play video games all day. The dudes that do both are normally special operations.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're total nerds.
Of course.
Absolute nerds. But
Yeah. So then on that topic, what would you say was your best takeaway and your worst takeaway from your time in the military?
best takeaway was learning what actual leadership is. I mean,
So you had good leaders.
I had a couple I could look up to and learn from.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
really good.
Not everyone who gets put in a leadership position is meant for that position.
Sure.
As it goes in the real world, I guess, too.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because a lot of people get confused with managing and leading. So,
Yes.
yeah, that happened in the military a lot too. My worst takeaway, man. I don't know if I could say anything that I learned from the military was a bad takeaway other than just like the injuries. You know, leaving.
That's kind of what I wanted to.
Leaving with
this is
those
what we know with that.
injuries and kind of not getting the help or the care you needed while you had them.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the worst part about it.
Yeah. So what's been your experience with the VA? Because we'll get into why you left later in our last topic.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously we know what happened, but we definitely need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But as far as the VA, what's kind of been your experience? Because the VA gets a lot of hate.
Yeah.
But like I had a grandpa that was in a VA home, and we had a pretty good experience with it.
Yeah.
For the most part. So I'm just curious to see what you think. You know, guys like Rob O'Neill have not had good experiences. You
Yeah.
know, and obviously that's someone in the spotlight. So, you know, you want to trust the guy.
They
and
won't treat
whatnot.
those dudes the same.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
But I'm just
especially-
curious, what's been your experience with that?
It hasn't been terrible.
Yeah.
You know, I was fortunate enough to not have very serious injuries. I got on my limbs. You know, my brain's intact. Everything. Well, as far as we know, it's intact. I got
a questionable one.
TBI
but, yeah.
and a couple concussions, so it's up there, man. But
I can't believe it's not more than just a couple. Being right next to that gun.
so it's a lot of micro concussions,
yeah.
like a lot.
Just from the blast, I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah, just from the blast.
Well, I mean, because that's one thing you can even talk about with your hearing.
Yep. Yeah, my hearing, my right ear's gone.
What'd you
So, yeah.
say?
What?
What?
Every time. For those of you that don't know him, that's every time.
Yeah.
He
We
always
play
does
this game. We play this game every time. I love it.
that. And I fall for it every time.
Yeah. Well, that's good at least
I've
that you've
gotten
had
good
a good experience
is
because
good
I
hearing,
wish
yeah.
that would be.
It's all what you make it.
Oh, that's a good point.
So you go in with the same ability as everyone else, the same path. You have the same opportunities to get where you want to go. It's all about if you take those opportunities and if you work for them.
yeah.
So I was the dude that was in the gym twice a day. You know, I didn't play video games or do dumb shit. I mean, I did dumb shit. But
what was your nighttime cocktail you said before we got on?
oh, to go to bed?
Yeah.
Oh, when it was real bad, it was a shot of Jameson and NyQuil.
Just a great combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Put
I
those
wanted to
together,
get feisty with it, I'd drop it in a beer, like a Jaeger bomb almost.
Oh God. Oh God.
Dude,
This man's wild.
it's the craziest thing. The military, all alcoholics, all of them.
Oh boy.
The majority of them probably have lung cancer too. If I'm like
Heard
being,
that
if
before
I'm
too,
being
yeah.
dead serious.
From smoking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does not matter. Doesn't affect their fitness. Doesn't affect anything
so
they do.
crazy.
But it's very rare when it does. Like you'll get some dudes that are affected by it.
Yeah.
But then you'll get dudes who smoke before a run, during a run, and after a run.
Oh my.
I used to dip during runs.
I have a tough enough time just running.
Yeah, running.
I was going to say, I don't want to make it any harder than it already is.
Running's the worst, man. It's
Holy
even worse
crap.
when you're forced to do it at like 5 a.m.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, you can't do it at your own time.
That's what's so crazy because I used to, and this is kind of personal, but like I used to, like 4 years ago, I used to vape.
Yeah.
And like I did it for 2 months, like pretty often.
Yeah.
And within 2 months, I noticed horrible effects on my cardiovascular fitness.
Absolutely.
And I stopped right then.
Absolutely.
So it's like, if that's the case,
Yeah.
and these guys are chain smoking during runs, I don't even halfway understand that.
It's pretty bad, man.
Yeah, it's insane.
But I mean, I guess a lot of them are young, so that's part of it. But
Yeah. A lot of the dudes were young, but then you got a lot of the older guys who were in the shit, and that's that's how they survive
Yeah. Just
mean-
a little something to get your mind off it. Or
All
whatever.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
all day.
Jeez, man. That's insane.
That's so wild to even think about, dude.
Yeah.
That's hard to even comprehend in my head.
Right.
But I mean, again, like you said, it's like one of those things you take the edge off one way or another
Hey,
because
it's the only way you have to do it that's legal is drinking
Yeah.
yeah.
and smoking cigarettes.
And as we know, neither of those are
Conducive. They're not great
they're not
for what
all
we're
great
supposed to be
options.
doing.
No,
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
not.
it's not the image that the military should be. No.
Yeah.
No.
Gosh.
Well, kind of transitioning a bit here.
Yeah.
So obviously we know you through fitness.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
how we've met. You and I met back in the gym, and then you guys met just kind of through us knowing each other and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
I was like, I love this guy. Yep. Yep.
I mean, look at how handsome he is. YouTube.
that
look at that.
that does
Look
help
at that
having
action.
handsome dudes on the podcast. Yeah.
So let's speak on the fitness a little bit. So what's kind of been your journey through fitness? How long have you kind of been into fitness, working out, stuff like that? And then kind of hit on any current goals, current objectives, current things you're working
Yeah.
towards, physical, mental, whatever that might be.
Yeah. Fitness journey started when I was in high school. I realized I was going to be a fat kid.
Yeah.
Like I realized early on I was gonna be a fat kid.
Yeah.
I looked
Good
at
catch.
looked at my parents and I was like, hey, it's not what I want. So I started going to the gym. I think I was about a sophomore. Yeah, a sophomore, I think. Working out, didn't really know what I was doing. Got a job at the same gym. Same thing. You got people trying to help you left and right. I didn't get really super into fitness until I was in the military.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good takeaway.
When it mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you're getting paid to work out all day.
True.
Why not?
Yeah.
True.
Why not
Why not
be
pick up
really
heavy
good
shit?
at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Why
right.
not obsess over it?
Well, and that's a good way to take the edge off too. That's one that's not talked
That was
about
my
a lot.
best way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Me and my
Right.
buddy. I had one dude that I was close with in the military, and that's what we were known for.
Another
We're just
s-
being
another
those
savage.
guys.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
And what's funny is you guys probably got a lot of hate for that.
All of the hate.
Instead, you weren't. Instead of smoking the cigarettes
All
or
of the
drinking
hate.
all day long.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
I believe it.
Yeah.
I
But
believe
then
it.
Friday night comes around, and Saturday night comes around, dude, we're
Yeah,
out all
the
night.
weekend opens it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out all night.
And you're not dead for the next 3 days.
No.
No.
No, but there were some nights where I was probably a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Made some bad decisions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the military is really what kicked my ass into fitness. I was like, hey, this is very important.
Nice.
Not everyone's doing it.
So I can separate myself.
And I can be better than the 98% of my unit just by going to the gym
Right.
and eating.
That's all it takes.
Eating better.
Right. Yeah.
Like, okay, I can do that.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Like that's so easy to do that.
It is easy.
And
it's addicting.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
absolutely.
Best addiction on the
The
planet.
best addiction on the planet.
Yep. An addiction that makes you healthier, makes you better.
100%.
You can't beat it.
Absolutely.
You cannot beat it.
No.
Yeah.
But that I just kind of held on to that. I used that as a form of therapy when I got out of the military. So I was like, fresh out of the military, you have no direction once you're out. You don't know what you're doing with your life. You just go to the gym. Put the headphones in. You go to the gym twice a day.
Yeah.
You wake up early. You just go about it. And then you fall into the YouTube rabbit hole. And so that's where I learned all of my information, basically. So I just watched different dudes, starting with Steve Cook normally. Back in the day when Steve was big.
That's a throwback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gymshark. Yeah.
Gymshark, man. That was my go-to guy back in the day. And then, as bigger names come up, you start learning new things from other people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was one of those guys that didn't like taking advice from someone who was out of shape, even though there was always people that try to give it.
Oh yeah.
I had that problem with one of my coaches in college for hockey.
Yeah.
Yep. Exact same
You
problem.
just talked about this on one of our last episodes.
Yeah. Which one was that again? I don't.
You know the numbers better than I do.
Well, that might have been episode 11.
You do know
episode
those numbers
either
pretty
way,
hard.
or maybe it was
Yeah.
last episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Again, the way I look at it is like I kind of put it in my head. I don't write it down or anything like that. It's just that I'm like, if I remember them, then people
Yeah.
can hopefully reference them again. But
Yeah.
you're absolutely right though. It's very difficult to take actual serious advice from somebody who obviously doesn't take care of their own physical
Right.
fitness,
Right.
even if they do know their shit. Because
Yeah.
I know plenty of people who do know their shit
And they're not in shape.
and they're not in shape.
Right.
So why are
Right.
you not applying the same techniques you know?
Exactly.
It's a little weird.
It's that old school saying, those who can't do teach. You know what I'm saying?
Professors.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
teacher almost anywhere.
You said old. That's an old school saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Those-
it would make sense that you would know it then, and we
Yeah.
wouldn't.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is.
to be fair, I have like 4 years on you guys. Okay.
That's it.
I'll be 29 Saturday.
Hey,
I'm not that.
I'm not the one going at your age.
I'm not
You
that.
know what I mean?
That's
by,
very
by all
true.
technicalities, someone else will talk
You've been
about.
calling me
you're
handsome
technically
this
younger
entire
than us,
podcast.
yeah. So I've been stroking you this entire podcast. So like
Damn it, dude.
That's where we're going with this.
Oh man.
kind of like finally my avenue.
Black couches in the basement.
So I think it was while you were in the military, you were with First Phorm. Is
I
that right?
was, yeah. So
Yes.
I actually
So speak on that.
Yeah.
I found First Phorm when I was still in high school. They were brand new. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
know that.
awesome.
I didn't know that. So I was kind of one of those kids that fell in love with it. I got like one of their first shirts that was just plain blue that said First Phorm. That's when I found Derek. Started
Yeah.
following Derek pretty
man.
hard, and then he became like one of the first athletes.
Yeah.
I was watching that on my phone when he got like the announcement. I was like,
That's cool.
so sick.
That's cool.
What a
2012
beast,
or
though,
something,
too.
2011.
Great
Yeah.
guy. Great guy.
Amazing dude. Derek's a great guy.
Derek Wida, for anyone who
Derek
doesn't
Wida.
know who we're talking
Yep.
about. Yep.
Great guy. Go look him up if you don't know him. But yeah, I was a Legionnaire in the military. 2016, I believe, is when I hopped on that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Didn't take it very seriously. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so busy with Army
Young
Yeah.
that
Army,
I
yeah.
really can't, give any more of my time to this other stuff. nor did I know what I was doing.
Right.
You know, I hopped on a call here and there, and it was old school. It was back in the day when Andy and Sal were still involved.
Oh,
with
wow.
it. So it was like,
So cool.
and at the time,
Ground level.
and at the time, I didn't know
It didn't
what
mean
it was going to
anything.
be.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
So I kind of I pissed that opportunity away so fast. Recently, I'm back in it.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
as we know. Yeah.
but yeah, so that was the first Phorm. My first experience with first Phorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, using their products, using everything. It was about 2016.
Yeah. What was the first product you used from them?
Ignition.
Ignition. Just by itself?
I didn't know, man.
Oh.
I think I
For
used
those
it.
of you guys that don't know, ignition is just carbohydrates.
It's just
pretty much.
carbohydrates.
That's it.
Basically sugar.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
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 Oh man. So it's funny that's what you did. There was one time that I mixed the ignition and creatine.
Oh, yeah,
And
you
I
told me
thought
about
I
this.
put the protein in, and I did not put the protein
But
in.
that tastes great.
I was driving home, and it came back up. That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
It was sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet. You're right, because it's basically sugar.
But I tried getting like all my buddies on it, and of course, like no one really cared because there was me and one dude that really cared about fitness in my unit,
Yeah.
and no one was like really interested in it. So being a legionnaire in first Phorm means trying to spread the word, get the product out, get people more involved with
Trying
it.
to sell too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah.
Trying to sell.
Yeah.
But mainly getting people more involved with the first Phorm community, and kind of growing your own platform.
If only
through
they would
that.
have known.
Even
If
you
only,
know.
if
You know,
only
even
if
you.
I would have known.
Yeah,
man.
True,
Yeah,
right,
true.
right.
Because I probably definitely would have put a lot more effort into it.
Well, and like that just kind of shows when, and guys, this is why we talk about sharing the show all the time. Like your friends or whoever, when they're involved with their own small company, small brand, just like we are, or you recognize a brand that's small, just starting out, they have one storefront or whatever, or it's a mom and pop grocery store. That's why it's so important to support them, because you might be a part of something massive. Like First Phorm has gone worldwide now.
International.
And it's unbelievable the community they've created, not only with First Phorm, but with S2 as well. And, that's their biggest thing is culture, obviously.
Absolutely.
But that just, it goes to show why you should put effort into those small things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And,
Dude,
100%. Obviously hindsight is 2020, and,
Mm-hmm.
you're still involved, and you still have been involved, and now you're back on the Legionnaire program, which is awesome.
Yep.
But, who knows what could have happened?
Yeah. I mean,
that
that was 8 years ago.
yeah.
Could have been a good 8 years with the
Right.
company if I
Absolutely.
would have put the effort and time into it.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's butts and ifs. man.
Exactly.
You can't
Again,
go back
you're,
and
you're,
undo
you're
it.
now again. So
Right.
Yeah.
that's what
Now
matters.
I'm in St. Louis.
Right.
It's crazy how that kind of played out.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I'm 20 minutes from HQ. I've been to HQ many a times, like
Yeah.
you
Sure.
guys have.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just great.
Every
Love
time you walk in those doors, it's just
It doesn't get
it's
old.
like a brand new feeling.
it. I'm a
once,
kid in a candy store. there.
dude, literally.
Not to mention you got to see Hormozy and Andy potting.
Yeah. Walk past
Little
that. I
relay
walked past
action
that
during
window.
Summer
Yeah.
Smash. Yeah. So sick, dude. I don't know if you called me or texted me. And
texted you guys,
And I was
yeah.
like, you've
Yeah.
got to be joking.
It
Because
was
I was in the
Summer Smash.
next room at the apparel. And I was
Yeah,
like, why didn't I go on that tour? I was
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah.
But so sick, dude.
That
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah, it just, but it goes to show what Wurtz was talking about with when it comes to mom and pops, you're actually going to get the experience and the culture, and you're going to get a lot of, even just selfishly for yourself, you're going to get a lot of fulfillment out of that
Yeah.
compared to going to a Walmart and
Right.
you get no experience out of it
Yeah.
at all.
Especially now
None.
because everything's
Zero.
automated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's
And
register
everywhere.
this, register that.
I went
yeah.
to Aldi the other day. It's automated. now.
Ugh.
Really? Dang.
But Aldi's a big chain
Aldi.
too. So you,
Oh,
you
yeah.
think about
Yeah.
it, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gross. It's so gross.
There's a Deerberg's right by my house, and I purposely go to the deli to get lunch meat, talk
Yeah.
to the people. It's actually kind of funny. They know my sister is my sister because of what she ordered for us, because they know that's what I order. They go, "Are you the sister of the guy with the chain that works out?"
No way.
Which is awesome.
A
It's
man
just a
of routine.
testament.
A man of
Well,
routine.
not only
yeah.
that, but it's a testament that not only am I enjoying the conversation with them, but they take
right.
something from me
Absolutely.
as well.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and
You're
always make-
leaving a mark on people that
that's right.
But I also go to that same Deerberg's and they just took
And
out
they just
like half of their register.
yes.
Complete
yes.
bullshit. Complete
That's why
bullshit.
I always go to the
Self-checkout.
middle to where the actual workers are and
If
talk
I have
to them.
if I have enough groceries, I'm going to the middle.
100%.
If I'm going in for like 2 things, no, I'll self checkout.
Jeff would be disappointed.
Jeff would hate
in
me
you.
for that. I know he would.
Well, the reason he even said, and he made a good point, is that they do check the amount of people that go through the self checkout compared to the lines
Absolutely.
and whatnot. So
Yeah.
that's why, because then they're like, oh yeah, we can cut out
And that's
another
exactly
half.
what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly what
They're like,
happened.
oh, enough people go through the self checkout. Perfect.
Yeah.
You can have
All of
more
these
of it,
was
yeah.
the confusing one because there were
Yeah.
always people.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
never
it's a
had
random
self
switch.
checkout.
That's crazy, dude.
So
that's
yeah,
crazy. I didn't
saw
know that.
Saw that the other day.
Yeah.
I was really shocked.
It's disappointing. It really is.
No, it was.
But that's why, guys. Again, it's so important to support the people that are working at these stores and
Yeah.
make connection with them. You know.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. I do want to hear more over your types of training you've done.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to dive into that a little
Yeah, absolutely.
in depth even maybe.
Absolutely.
And your goals and objectives, all that type of stuff you got going
Yeah,
up right
absolutely.
now. Because
Yeah.
you got some big things happening right now. So
Yeah, a couple things going on. So types of training, I really fell in love with CrossFit in the military.
Oh, that's it. Cut the episode.
Cut
Yep.
Cut
We're
the
good.
cameras.
We're good.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
Dude, he was cooking CrossFit.
Oh, on a store. Oh my gosh, it was
So
bad.
I was
funny.
laughing so hard.
Dude, it was so funny. Yeah.
I fell in love with it though through my former first sergeant. He was really big into CrossFit. He's like, hey, I need you guys to be a little more functional with your workouts and what you're doing. So I'm gonna run you through some things. If you like it, cool. If you don't, so be it. Fell in love with it immediately. Started
Yeah.
following the CrossFit program. Started following the games. Every time a workout announcement came out, I'd go do it immediately. We had a
Yeah.
great CrossFit gym on base.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like my first really obsession within the fitness industry was CrossFit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, the community is unmatched.
I was gonna say,
it's
CrossFit does a great job in the community.
Great
Yeah.
community. I mean,
Yeah.
and they're big supporters of the military.
Yeah, that's true
Huge.
too.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
Huge supporters of the
Yes,
military.
they're always thin blue line, every law enforcement, etc. They're everything.
They're on
with that,
top
yeah.
of it, man. Yeah. After I got out, I kind of fell into the bodybuilding game a little more because I was like, oh, I don't have to run every day now. I don't need to be functional. I can just kind of
Get jacked.
lollygag. Yeah, and I did. I got big. I was 240. I got up there.
Oh yeah.
And I was training with one of my buddies, and we had a trainer who was an IFBB pro, and we
Oh,
were just
sweet.
going through the
Beefcake.
dude.
Yeah.
It was rough. Loved it though. Yeah. But I was unemployed at the time too, so my buddy fed me. I love you. Thank you.
what a home. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually
man.
awesome. That's a friend right there. Oh
Every
my
meal,
gosh.
every meal came from him
Nice.
for like 4 months.
Yeah. That's not a friend. That's a brother right
No,
there.
it is. It's my
Yeah.
brother. Yeah.
blood,
I've
yeah.
known him for 22 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That is
That's
awesome.
cool. Very, very cool.
But then, so once I kind of got out of the bodybuilding scene of things, I was like more functional again.
Mm-hmm.
But then I soon realized, like, okay, my cardio's trash.
Mm.
Cardio's trash. Diet's trash. That you're not going to get anywhere with that.
No.
Right.
Work out every day of your life for 2 hours a day. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Started fixing my diet. That changed a lot of things. I got extremely lean last year. I think I was 196. Body fat percentage unknown, but I'm assuming like 7 or 6.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
dude.
say
Those pictures are
seven,
insane.
yeah, right about, yeah.
I mean, I'm at like 12 now. So
That's a fire body fat percentage. Though,
we're
too.
getting there. We're getting low.
For those of you that don't know, like 12 is
We're
really
getting
good.
low.
Yeah.
We'll be lower sooner. But
Well, yeah. Well,
so now it's more of what do you call it? What's the training I do now?
hybrid.
Hybrid?
Hybrid training.
Hybrid, yeah.
Hybrid training is it is a newer thing that has come out recently.
Yeah.
I think it's just a new name for what people were already
Like
doing.
cross training.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Functional
Yeah, yeah.
fitness is now hybrid training.
Sure.
Right.
So running. I'm doing a lot of running for a real reason. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing a marathon October 1st.
yeah, you are.
So sick.
Yeah. I'm
You're
not ready
you're
for
gonna
that
smash
at all.
that, though.
I'm not ready
Is
for
that
at
here
all.
in St. Louis?
I believe so.
Yeah. You believe so?
Well,
you don't know?
The man that signed me up for it didn't really give me much information besides,
Hey, we're doing a marathon. Yeah.
here's your registration form. Here's how much it costs. And that's what I mean, he signed me up.
You mind if I ask how much that cost?
That was $110.
Okay.
For you to run 26.2 miles. Interesting.
No,
Yeah.
it's good to
Yeah.
know.
$4 a mile. you know?
Or you could just run with JT, for
Twice.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does JT give out shirts? No.
He gives out
Just
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables and hugs and yeah.
JT's a great guy, by the way.
JT is awesome.
But yeah, so training for the marathon October 1st, and I'm also side training for a 24-hour ruck.
Let's
Sweet.
go.
24-hour ruck.
That's so savage.
Sweet. So are you running, rucking, and lifting right now?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. all
How's
of
the
it.
body feel?
It's
Savage.
great, man.
Stop
Well,
lying.
Yeah, it's
we-
great.
we-
No,
we know why it feels great. So
I'm supplementing very well.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay. And sometimes
That first Phorm stuff is a little different from 8 years ago, huh?
Yeah, I know. They got some weird ingredients now. But yeah, I'm supplementing very well. My
With?
recovery's great. Oh yeah, I'm on TRT. Baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do want to dive into this. Yeah,
right.
No, we can dive into TRT all day. I've been on it for 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, back then it wasn't TRT. It was just testosterone.
Just test.
Yeah.
I was just getting it from a guy, and
Oh yeah.
that's how I got huge when
Just
I got out
like
of the
you.
Army.
In our vlog, gym vlog, you know.
Oh yeah.
You go to East St. Louis.
East St. Louis
back
guy in
alley,
that back alley. Yeah. yeah.
Oh, we might have the same guy.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Good chance there. We do.
Yeah. That is true.
And TRT is.
But yeah,
I love this topic, and we have never. I don't even think we've dove into it fully.
Not specifically,
Not specifically,
no.
but
Uh-uh.
I would like to dive into that if you're down.
open it up.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, what was the original reason you want to go on test then? Just because? Were you having problems? I mean,
Yeah,
was
no,
there an
well,
actual
it's gonna
reason,
get
or?
real serious. I was in a bad place for like 2020, 2021, and a part of 22. The depression was unimaginable, and I thought it was depression. I really did. I was like, "This is it. I'm just in a bad, dude. I'm talking dark thoughts.
Yeah.
Not like me at all. 100% not
Yeah.
like me. Even my wife saw it. So I kind of took everything in consideration. I was like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's that. And once I ran out of options, I was like, maybe it's my hormones.
Check the levels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Went and got them checked. Turns out I was low. I wasn't dangerously low, wasn't seriously low, but I was low for a guy my age.
Yes.
Which, as you know, the testosterone levels affect every dude differently.
Sure.
So some people function well on, like, let's say 1,000 free test. Some people function amazingly on, like,
And what's that? By the way, the 1,000 free test. What unit is this being measured by? Because I know I usually go off of nanograms per deciliter.
I believe that's what it is.
Because I don't even know. I don't know how it's exactly ranked.
I'd have
'cause
to
I'm
look
on
at
it,
my.
but
I'd have
yeah.
to look at my paper.
we should have
for
brought
it,
you
too.
to blood work. I've been sick actually.
I
for
haven't,
that,
man.
but
Yeah, I know. I save all
awesome.
my blood work just because I like seeing the change.
Sure.
But yeah, some people work better in different ranges. So it was all about finding my range. You can abuse it. You can abuse it really easily because you can get hooked on it.
Really?
You notice the difference. You feel the difference. You see the difference.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, this is what this does? And my body produces this?
I feel like Captain America.
I'm about to take double what
Bro.
they told me to take. And don't do that. Don't ever
No.
do that.
What would actually happen? Do we know? I mean, what?
So what happens is your body's natural production of testosterone stops.
Right.
Go
Which
on.
is why guys have
100%.
issues with their man parts.
Yep.
Yeah,
Libido,
100%.
Right.
Small balls.
Reproduction,
Yep.
yeah, gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want
Fertility
kids?
is destroyed. Yeah.
No.
Right.
Because so to maintain fertility, if I'm correct here, I'm going to list off a couple things.
Yeah.
Clomid, I've heard, is very effective in helping
take
with
it.
that. And gonadorelin, I believe is how it's pronounced, is another one I've heard that helps with fertility as well. But you take Clomid, you said.
I take Clomid.
Yeah. So
Yep.
that's one thing I've heard that helps immensely with fertility. Some people just take that alone.
That and HCG.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the other one I was forgetting. Yeah.
Don't ask me what HCG stands for. I just know
shoot.
that if
I've
so,
seen
like
this
my
so many
clinic right
times.
now asks me all the time, like, "Hey, are you guys trying to have a baby?" I'm like, "Not at the moment. We're practicing pretty well, but not at the moment." Like, actually,
Let's go.
but not at the moment. She's like,
Healthy marriage, baby.
but when that time comes, you know, HCG, you can stay on your testosterone while you're taking HCG.
Yep.
Because a lot of clinics will be like, hey, you need to hop off your test and start doubling up on your Clomid. Don't do that. Do not do that.
And you said this is a lot of clinics or a lot of clients. You said
Clinics.
Ugh.
So yeah, it's all about finding the right clinic, man.
Yeah.
Summit Rejuvenation, baby.
Yeah, because Summit, I know there's another one I know that's based out of New York or Arizona. Because there's a guy I follow on Instagram, but it's called
Yep.
Prime Body. That's a
Yep.
pretty common one.
Donnelly.
Yes,
Joe
it's Donnelly.
Donnelly.
Joe Donnelly
Yeah.
has that one. Prime Body, I've heard phenomenal things about. They do almost, from what I can tell, the exact same process as Summit, and we know Summit's great.
Summit's amazing.
Ian Smith, baby.
Ian
Smith.
Scott,
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
dudes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great dudes.
Oh, yeah. Scott, what's Scott's last name?
I think it's Oti. Ote.
Oh, yeah. I think that's right.
I always want
yeah.
to call it Ote.
Otay.
Ote.
Yeah.
Um,
Otey.
But I think there's another one that's by Derek More Plates, More Dates.
He has
You know?
one too.
Yeah.
But then there's
Those
also
are the three I know. For
there's
the most part,
there's
yeah.
two other clinics here, Man Up and Mentality.
Yep. Yep.
So I
seen
had
those in
Mentality before I went to Summit. Mentality was not good. They were not good at all.
Oh, really?
No.
I've seen those at the cards games.
Oh my gosh, their ads are so funny.
Yeah.
Some
above
of
the
those are-
urinals.
Yeah, which
those
is
are
the
very
best place
funny.
to put them. Because
Oh,
where else do I
100%.
want to read a piece of paper?
Yeah,
while
yeah.
I'm taking a
I'm
piss?
just like this, staring at it the whole time, just eyeballing the piece of
I'm
paper.
drunk as it is, and I'm trying to like,
It's like, oh, perfect place to read this.
yeah, right. It's
Dude,
like,
I think this is so important though, because a lot of people hear testosterone, they hear TRT,
Yeah.
they think roids, and you're just to the gills, small balls, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
And because I watched a video a while back when I was first getting into fitness, and it was like these guys who were running, D-ball, test,
hard
trend,
stuff. Yeah.
all the hard shit.
Yeah.
And they basically said that their total test levels were at 3,000 nanograms per deciliter. So NGDL, for those of you that look up these levels and whatnot. And that is not what we're talking about, guys. We're talking about TRT, which maintains your optimal hormone levels, which helps with your mood, your focus, your libido, your overall health in general.
100%. It's a health product. Yeah.
It's also safe.
Exactly.
Right.
It's very safe.
Yeah.
It's literally a prescription.
Women take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to maintain their hormone levels too.
Women need testosterone.
Right.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Newsflash,
I know, bro.
Newsflash.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, that's surprising.
So frowned upon. It's more frowned upon for women to take testosterone. For obvious reasons, it's looked at as a male hormone.
Sure.
Because it
But if you take it in the
predominantly is,
prescription form,
they're
Very
taking
good.
very small amounts.
There you go.
Once a week, twice a week, maybe.
Right.
I would prefer, that needle over some other needle we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
personally.
Oh, I'm a big fan of this one.
And by the way, for those of you that may not know, TRT is testosterone replacement
Yes.
therapy.
Or HRT sometimes.
Hormone
Right.
replacement therapy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's been a great experience so far. You can definitely tell a difference when you're not on it, because I've done that,
Sure.
and I don't recommend it.
Well, I mean, you're just, if you really think about it, that's how your levels are at what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the world right now, the environment we're in, doesn't exactly agree with keeping our testosterone levels high.
No, man.
So we're
Everything-
basically you're bringing yourself back to baseline is what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're a normal functioning masculine man right now.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's it.
So
Oh,
this isn't he's a roid bro meathead, guys. He's actually on a medical prescription.
Yeah, man. But to like everyone else, I'm like public enemy number one.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a straight white dude who takes testosterone.
Yeah, you're a misogynist.
Just, yeah.
100%. You hate
Right.
you hate your wife somehow. I don't know how that
Probably.
it's somehow on that list you do, you're racist.
Throw it in there.
Yeah. Transphobic.
Everything.
That's another one. Yeah. That's a good one.
Homophobic, most likely. I would guess.
Xenophobic, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
What else?
Sure, toss it in there.
It's all on my
And-
resume, guys. I promise.
And he's a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
I am. That's
Yes.
right. I forgot about
Are,
Yes.
are we on the list yet?
Probably not yet.
Probably not yet. I would assume.
We're on the watch list for
Yeah.
the list.
Yeah, yeah. True. That's a good
It's an
point.
honor. It really is.
It is.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
send you a letter and everything. It's got a stamp on it.
Really?
Like, yeah,
like a
it's great.
seal of approval
Oh, so
type
you
thing.
got the full one, like the domestic terrorist letter. And
Yeah,
everything.
man, it's great.
Cool.
Did President Biden sign it?
Actually, it was Trump.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
We're not serious.
It might be
guys.
real then.
I might actually be on that list.
It's just someone who hurts his feelings, and then you're on the list.
It's not even Biden.
Well,
man.
okay,
It's
yeah. He's not alive.
Well,
but,
no, he's
Someone that
He's
works for Biden
cognitive.
creates what?
He's cognitive
When?
all the time.
Who?
Joe Biden. Yeah.
funny.
All right, let's do it then.
Yeah, let's
I
get
have,
it.
I have
Let's
better
get it.
conversations with my cat than Joe Biden has with the media.
Bro, I mean, I have great conversations with my cat.
Yeah.
He's the man.
He may not know what I'm
Gable,
saying, but
Gable, I wouldn't tell people about your conversation with your cat. It kind of makes you seem like a crazy cat lady.
yeah, but
You're right.
I'm right on that same boat, so it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Well, but you have a wife.
yeah, so you can blame it on her.
I can.
I can't.
I do.
I can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't you probably don't want to blame your wife for stuff, right? That might come back.
Are you
to
kidding me?
That might activate the
Healthy
misogyny.
marriage. You
Yeah.
ready? You ready?
hear
Healthy
it.
marriage. Open and honest.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Hey, quit lying, bro.
Yeah.
Just
like
stop it now. If you're young and you're watching this and you think lying's cool, stop it.
That's great.
That's facts
great
right there.
advice.
Cut it out.
For
no one
anything.
cares. No one
You're
cares.
not even a dad yet, and that's great dad advice.
No one cares, man.
Yeah. No,
Be
that's
honest.
smart.
Yeah.
You are, if honestly, and I would probably genuinely say this, you are the most transparent person I've ever met.
Yeah.
Online, in person, everything.
Well, because I've been that guy that wasn't. I've been the guy that lied and cheated and did all these things you shouldn't have done. That also has to come back to not having a father in the household. So you don't know. You don't learn until you do.
Yeah.
So once you do, you learn. You're like a dog.
Yeah, right. Well, and the great thing about this situation, you know, obviously growing up without a father, not a good thing. You just stated that.
Yep.
But when you become a father, you can pass on these lessons correctly to your son or daughter.
That's your job at that
And that's
point.
pretty powerful.
Yeah, that's your job.
Right.
Yeah. As a parent, that's your job, is to teach everything that you know that is good
Right.
and everything that you know that is bad.
Yeah.
Now, it's up to them to whether or not they're going to listen and do it. Of
course.
Yeah, you can't hang on that too hard. But it's your job to be that person to show them there's a right way, there's a wrong way.
That's
it's
right.
up to you to pick it.
That's right. Yeah.
So-
And so I think that's a pretty cool opportunity for you.
Yeah.
And I know you're
I'm
looking
excited
forward
for
to
that day.
Yeah, I know
I'm
you
so
are.
excited for
I
that
know
day.
you are. I'm excited for you, dude. Another little Connor running around. Like, that's crazy.
That's I'd rather have that than another little Molly. You know what's going to be terrible? No, here's the thing. Here's why I say that. Love my wife to death, okay? The woman's
Caveat.
Woman's a handful, and I love it. But I couldn't imagine having another little Molly that's just doing the same thing.
Well, she's on her side too. So
Exactly. It's 2 against 1. It's
Yeah.
just me and the cats.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. Are the cats guys?
One of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Isn't,
okay.
isn't there 2 more?
No, we have 2 cats.
Oh, 2 total. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
Sounds like you need to get a German Shepherd,
true.
Man,
a male.
I need a dog.
That or
Shepherd.
golden retriever is going to be my first
Golden
one.
How about a
retrievers.
mix?
We've already settled on golden retriever for the first dog.
Nice.
Yep.
Great choice.
Yep.
Just enhance your whiteness.
I'm not sure I can do that anymore. I'm in a pink shirt with white shorts.
You're tan as hell right now, dude. What
A
are you
little
talking
dark.
about?
I've run now,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and I'm always at the pool, baby.
You doing online work at the pool now too?
I'm a single, not single. I'm a
Whoa.
married.
Bomb drop.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
I'm a married dude with no kids, so I don't have any other responsibilities.
Yeah, right.
True.
Other than work and wife.
Right.
That's it.
And
Right.
pool.
And pool.
And lifting.
It's summertime, baby. Yeah, I gotta look good for the pool.
That's right.
That's
right.
very true.
It's hard looking good next to my wife though, because she's a fucking smoke show.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Yeah,
That's
and
fantastic.
she's shredded, so she's
Open and
leaning
honest.
up. Yeah,
Open and honest.
the main reason I stay in shape.
Yeah. So you're playing up?
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
But I heard a rumor that you made or she made the first move.
She did make the first one.
So
She hit me up in the DMs
Mm.
with the Chipotle meme.
So he might not be playing up as much as we
I
thought.
don't know if we want to go down this path. This might not end well for Mr. Connor here.
Nah, she's gonna love this.
That's
Yeah, no,
my favorite part right here.
She hit me up. We were working together. We didn't really talk much. She hit me up on, I think it was Facebook actually. She sent me like some Chipotle meme because we made a joke one time about Chipotle, like passing by.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And she knew what she was doing. I had no idea.
Oh, we never knew.
Yeah.
I
But here's something
we
funny.
talked about this.
We're
We
just
have no
clueless.
clue.
But here's something funny.
Yeah.
When I first met my wife, the first day I met her, I'd already been working at this place for 2 weeks before I met her. We were doing some group event. She introduced herself to me. I couldn't exactly speak very well to her. I was like sweating, shaking, nervous.
Molly,
Right? Yeah, no, 100%. And I walked up to my manager and I was like, "Who's this chick?" And I figured out who she was. And I was like, "That's my wife. I call dibs." Dude, you can go to my manager right now and be like, "Yeah, that happened that day."
That's sick.
Yep.
That's sick.
Call dibs that day, man.
And here we are. How long have you guys been married?
Going on 3 years. We're in our third
It's
year.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's sweet, dude.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
I love traditional values in marriage.
Yeah.
Love it.
Not to mention the fact that I was dating a chick when I called dibs on her, but like, I
We
didn't.
won't
Oh,
talk, we won't
you
talk
threw that
about
in there. Wow.
I don't care.
Yeah. Again, like I said, transparent.
It's no secret, man. Yeah,
Transparent.
it's not like anything happened. We didn't start dating until I was single.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's it. Nothing
Right.
weird happened until I was already a single guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was with this chick at the time, but long distance doesn't work. Don't ever try it. And that just kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted it to happen.
And we are.
I mean,
Here
I
we
wanted
are.
it to happen.
Yeah, right. Right. No.
And you're in St. Louis. Thank God.
Yeah, I'm out of Ohio. Go Bucks. OH.
No.
Ohio State.
No.
Oh, I can't get on that train.
Reds fan, Ohio State. I mean, but we can't really root for Mizzou.
Unvaxxed.
Just tough sports.
You just told everybody.
Did you just say it, dude?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Let's move on that note. Let's move on to this next topic here.
Let's get it.
We might get a little fiery here. Okay, so
I'm ready.
I hinted at this earlier. Why'd you leave the military?
So initially, I left active duty for other reasons.
Okay.
To come home and kind of help out.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Moved here, rejoined the reserve unit because I still had time on my contract. I still had about 3 or 4 years left of my initial contract.
Gotcha.
I was like, okay, I have nothing going on. Country shut down. I can't get a job anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Why not join up again? You know, use my time wisely. It wasn't a mandatory thing until I believe last year.
It being
The vaccine.
mm-hmm.
The vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't very mandatory. It was talked about being mandatory. It was always in the talks of being mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
No one really took it seriously until the order came out.
It seemed like people were fighting it to the very I don't know if people were fighting it, but
Some
I don't know if
people.
maybe in the courts or what it was, but it did take a while for it to
Some
get
people were fighting
instituted.
it.
Yeah.
My unit was not one of those people that were fighting it. They were pushing it.
Oh man.
Oh, great. Well, it makes sense because you were only 2 of you working out in that whole thing. So, this is a different unit. Sorry. Yeah.
Different unit.
This
but,
was a different unit.
This was
right?
So this
okay.
is a locally based reserve unit here in St. Louis, and
Wow.
I just refused to get it repeatedly, and it would come up in conversation weekly. Mind you, reserve units you only have drill once a month,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking this comes up weekly for me.
Oh man.
I'm getting texts, I'm getting emails about this, and my answer was always straightforward: no. And a lot of the people in my unit acquired fake vaccine cards.
Yeah, part of the game. Nope.
Yep. And it was offered to me many times because I was really, really open and honest about not getting this vaccine. I was very open and honest about not wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
I got in trouble a lot, even at school. My trade school, I got in trouble there.
Mm-hmm. Trade school. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I got threatened to get kicked out
what
twice
a joke.
for not wearing a mask. But anyways, the vaccine was never a concern for me until the order came out, and then they're like, "Hey, you have until X and X date to get this."
Mm-hmm.
But there was no repercussion yet. We didn't know what the punishment was going to be.
Okay.
So I kind of just played it out.
So it's kind of like an empty threat, basically.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. It
Yeah.
felt like an empty threat. I was like, okay, they're not going to actually try to kick people out.
Right.
Lo and behold, they did.
Yeah.
And it started with the reserve units, and it worked its way up to active. So for me, I was more fortunate enough to get kicked out and have a job and still have money coming in and doing all these things. For the dudes that are active, that was their career.
Yeah.
They kicked a dude out who was 2 weeks away from retiring.
Oh my gosh.
Took away his benefits. Took away everything. Once you get kicked out like that dishonorably,
So that's what they are? They were dishonorable discharges?
they were doing it for active duty.
Oh my
What a
gosh.
joke,
So what were you considered?
bro.
Honorable?
So
Or-
here's the thing with my situation. They kicked me out in June of last year. They made me sign a piece of paper stating I had to turn all my gear in, don't come back, not getting paid. I was like, okay, are you guys going to kick me out? He's like, no, we don't want to do the paperwork. I had 6 months left on my contract. They're like, we don't want to do the paperwork. So you're still a part of the Army. You're just not allowed here. You don't have any of the equipment. You're not getting paid.
So then what are you? I mean,
I was basically a ghost for 6 months.
Little gray man.
Yeah, but I talked so much shit about it too. And then again with the emails, the hey, you can still come back if you get this and this vaccine. And like, oh hey, this vaccine has been approved by the military if you want this one instead. And it was constant, man. Like
daily.
dude.
What a joke, dude.
And then it finally came down to I got hit with a 20-page memorandum with a fake drug. What am I looking for? Drug test.
Like a positive test?
Yeah, they said they popped me for marijuana usage a year ago from that.
And that wasn't true.
Yeah, no.
Oh my
A year from when they sent that paperwork to me, they said they popped me hot. Yeah. And they're like, hey, we're going to tell your employer, we're going to take away your security clearance. We're going to do all this stuff if you don't go get the vaccine.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Because you can still come back in if you get the vaccine, and then you're a number, and then you're another person that they have.
Who's they? Like the Army? You mean?
Yeah, the military.
Oh my gosh, dude.
They care about numbers. That's it. I wrote a very great email back. Oh my God.
I bet it was super nice.
I threatened the shit out of them. I was like, listen, if you guys want to play this game, that's a defamation suit. Like I can get a lawyer.
You're damn right.
And we can play this.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to drop a fake positive on me a year after I took this drug test?
Right.
Which, mind you, when you fail a drug test in the military, it's quick turnaround time. Like, they don't fuck around.
Oh, yeah. It's not just they're waiting on it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Is it one and done if you get popped?
Normally.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
Dishonorable, I assume.
It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can fight it and try to get other than honorable.
Other than honorable. That was the other one.
That's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of how that went. And they were like, hey, you have until this date to either get the vaccine and come back, or we're going to follow through with this paperwork and whatever. So I told him, I was like, hey, that's fine. Just let you know, I have a lawyer on standby. Like, when you're ready, I'm ready. Got this.
And
Let's,
did you?
let's get to it. Yeah.
No, I didn't have a lawyer on standby.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, but you say
absolutely
it.
not.
Yeah.
But if you say it, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Because they're playing the game with me, I'm going to play the game back.
Of course.
Yeah, 100%
Of course.
you are.
And that was in October, I believe. And I never heard anything back.
Even till now.
Nothing. Never took away my clearance. Didn't kick me out. Never got a piece of paper or anything. Dude, they didn't even know I got out of the military. They didn't even know my contract had ended until 2 months ago. They were like, they're like, hey, where you at? You're supposed to be showing up, because they dropped the mandatory vaccine
Gotcha.
on January 2nd, I believe. And I still had 24
Hypocrites.
days on my contract after they dropped it.
Gotcha.
But no one ever called me or did anything, so I never showed up for anything. I didn't have any gear. I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
I had some uniforms. But then, they tried contacting me a couple months ago, like, hey, you've been missing drill a lot. I'm like, guys, I've been out since January.
Because your contract expired.
Because my contract ended.
Or ended, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really weren't,
I wasn't kicked out the way
Right.
you would think people would
Sure.
be kicked out.
Sure.
I was
Yeah.
kicked out in their own way.
like
Because,
silently almost.
because it was a silent boot.
It was pussy scumbag shit is what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was coward shit.
Lo and behold, the guy that made me sign the paperwork left the military immediately.
Wow, dude.
So, I got hit with that, and sour taste, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sour taste. And I know where it comes from, and I know it's a top-down issue, and it's a numbers game. But there's better ways to go about that, and hitting somebody with a threat is not the way to do it.
No, definitely
No,
not.
it's not.
Not your own.
No.
Not your own. Not
No.
like that. There's no way.
But that's the problem with these reserves and National Guard units is that most of them were never active duty.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were, not all of them. They don't know what it's like. I mean, how tight-knit you are in an active duty unit, even with dudes I didn't like. But you're still going through that shit together.
Sure.
You're still close with them.
Well, yeah, because if you guys were put overseas, like,
That's it.
you don't care if you like each other or not.
Yeah,
you
it
got
doesn't
a
matter.
job
None
to
of that
do.
matters.
Your
Yep.
life matters.
None
my
of that
life
matters. Yeah.
Exactly.
In the barracks, that's fair game. You can
Oh,
talk,
sure, I'm
talk,
sure.
talk your shit, do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just boys being boys.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
come on. Yeah.
A lot of dudes join the military when they're 18. They're not even like really grown yet.
No,
So
yeah.
they,
Right.
they come in and they're new bloods and they're learning fast.
Bro, we're 24, you're 28. We're not grown up yet either.
Oh, God, no.
Not even close. Not even close to being grown
Maybe
up.
when I'm 70.
No, I'm
probably not even then.
Still
No
learning.
shot.
Probably
Still
not even then.
learning, brother. Yeah. But
Look at RFK. Like, that
Oh, dude,
dude's
he's
not grown
jacked.
up. Trump's not grown up.
I
Like,
would,
RFK's taking that other vaccine that we were just talking about.
he's taking my vaccine.
Yeah, he's
man.
taking your
Yeah,
vaccine.
right.
Yeah, he might be dabbling some other vaccines. But he's
Dude
taking
looks
some-
great, though.
That's great.
Phenomenal.
How old is he?
69.
69.
Yeah.
I wanted to
looking
say
jacked.
70 just because that. But
I like 69. It's great. But yeah, he looks
Good
great.
age.
Oh, we're talking about age. No, yeah, I think he's 70.
H. Yeah.
Two idiots.
Again, not an adult yet,
right.
despite my
As
age.
we're proving.
Despite my age. But yeah, that was my experience with the vaccine issue. Go ahead.
I'm just curious, what was Molly like during all that?
As in like supportive?
Yeah, supportive. I
Yeah.
mean, how did she react to it all? Like, What was that like?
So she
Your
was
family
always
too?
supportive of the no vaccine thing.
Okay.
When all these threats came down, when the memorandums came through, she's like, "What are you gonna do?"
Chalk that up. Another point for
Yeah,
Molly.
base Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Red pilled Molly. That's
dude, she's not vaccinated. She doesn't have any of this shit. Nothing.
why she's a healthy woman. But yeah.
Yeah, very healthy woman. But yeah, so super supportive, and it was needed because not everyone was supportive of it. You know, like family and friends. Not everyone was supportive of me not getting the vaccine,
Right.
and just kind of taking this threat for what it was, and just not playing along with them.
Sure.
My mom, love her. She's on the opposite end of the spectrum. So as where I am, she's the other side. And she's all for the getting a vaccine if you want to get the vaccine. Wear a mask if you want to wear the mask.
Okay.
Which surprised me a little bit. I wasn't ready for that.
Right.
Surprised because she's on the other side of the political spectrum.
Right.
Right.
Being that where she is and she had those viewpoints, it's like, okay, not everyone sees that the same way that I thought they did. Like I thought everyone on that end was like vaccine, mask, or you're a piece of shit.
Sure.
Right.
Because that's how I was kind of portrayed.
Absolutely.
in the
It is
media and
portrayed that
everything.
way, yeah.
But she was super supportive.
That's good.
'Cause my mom did a lot for my brother in the military. So she's like, whatever you need me to do to fight this, like, I got you.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Needed that. But other people, not so much. So kind of take it for what it is. Nothing really bothers me unless it's like my mom or my wife tells me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Those are the two people that I like live for now.
You actually,
Right.
their opinion means something to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really means something to you if they say something bad. or
Yeah,
something.
it's really the only people that their opinions matter to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad. You weren't there.
Yeah.
We talked, but
I'm
yeah,
so
that's it.
dead. I'm so dead.
Yeah.
I guess so. My curiosities here. One comment and then a question after that. First, what it does, it disgusts me that every person was just kind of going along with this in the military. They didn't try to fight it. They just followed orders like they're told to and whatnot.
Yeah.
Which I guess isn't technically surprising in a lot of ways because I'm sure there's other orders that have been followed that are pretty horrific that should have been followed and whatnot in the past.
Yeah.
But so that's because, not a single person's like, we shouldn't be doing this to him. We shouldn't be doing this to every other service member who is getting kicked out right now. We shouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? Like,
So there were a lot.
Okay. So there was.
There were a lot. Those were the people that were skating by on the fake COVID cards.
Which is still playing the
problem.
game. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I know for a fact, and this is going to hurt some feelings, a lot of your top tier special operations guys, they're not vaccinated. No.
I believe it.
No, they got the card, but they're not vaccinated. Not at all.
I believe it.
Which just sucks because there was obviously a lot of normal people that also got those, so that they could go to Blues games and
Do whatever.
go to whatever. And it's like you're still justifying what they're doing.
Yes.
I know it seems like you're playing them,
Yeah.
but they probably accounted for this to happen. Like, hey, these people who get fake IDs so that they can buy alcohol before they're 21,
Same thing.
they're going to be the people to buy fake COVID cards or fake vaccine cards. And it's like it still justifies what we're doing. You're still perpetuating the problem.
Because
Yeah.
it looks like you have it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's like, no, that's not the game we want to play.
Right.
And especially what also is interesting about the you saying that about the special operations, they're the ones that probably could have been like, oh yeah, we're not doing this as a whole unit, and fought it.
And
They would have had success
What are you going
because
to do?
they
Kick
are
out all your special force guys?
they are necessary. They are they're all savages. So it's like
Bunch of nerds, but they're savages.
they're all nerds. Yeah, right. But it's like these are the guys that could have battled it and probably turned the tide in a lot of ways, in the right way.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
There was one guard unit, I believe, I think it was Oklahoma, and it was their commander of the entire unit rejected the order for mandatory vaccinations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he
Love it.
got shit on. But
Yep, takes the bullets.
everyone in the military was looking at that guy like, we want to be like you.
Man, I wish I had his balls.
Yeah.
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 Kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
extremely a
They're like,
guard
I'm so scared.
unit.
I'm so scared.
A guard unit
Yeah.
commander had the balls to stand up and say, "Hey, no,
He
none
had
of
the
my
stones.
guys are under forced to take this."
He had bigger balls than
The
guys in
majority
special
of
operations
yeah,
and
the
et cetera.
majority
Yeah.
of people in the military. Yeah,
Yeah. That's pretty
disgusting.
badass, though.
My question. So, what do you say to people? And I know what I would say to people who point this out or ask this. What do you say? What do you say to people who? What do you say?
no, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
My question here is, so people will say, well, the military has a bunch of other injections and vaccines and other stuff they have to be covered for and all this stuff.
Yeah,
Why is this different? What do you say to them?
we signed up to take those. Those have been around for years.
Go. Exactly.
Years. Okay. We knew what we were getting into with our initial vaccines and shots.
Sure.
You know what you're getting into in the chance of a deployment. You know the vaccines and shots, you have to take them. Again, it's been around longer than, a lot of us were there for. 2 weeks or whatever they did to create this COVID vaccine.
In some backyard lab or
It's like apple juice they shoved in syringes or some shit. It's like, it's not, I'm not going to take that.
No.
I didn't sign up to take it. First off, it's not
Right.
under my contract to take it. You're just dropping a new order on me and making it mandatory. Because you can sign a piece of paper and your rank says so.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's an abuse of power at that point.
Well, the military is full of abuse of power.
Oh,
That's how
sure.
anything. That's how a lot of things get done is due to abuse of power, and it's a top-down issue.
You think it's always a bad thing? Or do you think it's necessary at times?
Necessary at times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like certain
that's
combat
that's
situations.
the route of being a good leader is knowing when to use it and knowing when not to use it.
That's fair.
So
That's the difference right there between leadership and managing.
yeah, managing is controlling people, right? You're managing people. You're creating schedules. You're telling them what to do. You're telling them how to do it. Leading people is a lot of shutting up and listening and then showing how to be what you want them to be.
Setting the example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And leadership is not a position, man. It's a lifestyle, right? Like if you live that leadership lifestyle, you kind of attract the same people that you want or you are. They just come to you.
Yeah.
So a manager is a lot different from a leader. Not all managers are leaders. I mean, you go to McDonald's, 10 times out of 10, that manager's not a leader. I promise you that.
Yeah.
But on the off chance that person is, they're probably going to go pretty far
Right.
if they stick with what they're doing. So being a great leader, shut up, listen, solve a problem if it needs to be solved, or give a solution to solve a problem if you know how to solve that problem, but don't do it for them.
Oh, micromanage. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to micromanage as a leader. There's some chances where you do have to step in and micromanage as a leader. It's very rare, but if you're leading the way you want to lead, people will see that. People will follow. People will adapt that. I mean, you see it every day and the people
Absolutely.
we follow.
Yeah.
Damn right. Yeah.
It's the same thing. That's it.
100% the same thing.
Yeah.
That's really good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Really good insight on that.
Phenomenal
And there's
stuff.
a lot of
Yeah.
lessons that can be taken from that apply in and out of the military, obviously.
100%.
For everything in our lives, which that's pretty cool. I think we just covered a lot. I really do.
We did.
I think
I
we
was,
did a
I was
great
hoping to
job.
talk more about Hunter, but
About who?
about Hunter.
Oh, yeah. I love him,
We can
man.
talk about Hunter for all that matter.
I was found it funny what we were talking about earlier. That's all I'm saying. So damn funny.
Yeah.
That entire situation's garbage.
Well, guys, at the end of all of our episodes, Money Mitch, our wonderful producer, who was pretty quiet in this episode, which is all right.
Just chirping.
But he will ask us a Q&A question that gets submitted by you guys, the viewers, you guys, the listeners. The best way to submit those to us are through Instagram, our DMs, either our personals or our untapped.llp Instagram. You can also email them to us. That is still under our extricationfitness@gmail.com email. But Mitch, go ahead and do your thing, baby.
It's because I'm a low T guy in a room full of high T fellas.
I
room
can
full
set
of-
you up with somebody.
Oh,
He does know somebody. That's
Well,
true. Yeah.
little side eye over here. Anywho, so here's the question. I hear of the immense bonds and relationships that are developed within the military. My assumption is that from the difficult times that you go through together, right? So typically relationships are forged through hard times. So the question is, how do people go about developing those bonds in day-to-day life in order to be successful?
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's all about putting yourself in the situation to do that. Because oftentimes in the civilian side of things, you're not in a position like you are in the military. Finding the right group of people is really what it's about. You know, if you know you want to be, it all trails back to the leadership thing. But yeah, finding the right group of people to know that putting yourself through a hard thing it's difficult, but you're also going to grow through it. And, you know, you're going to build those bonds. You're going to build those friendships. They may not be really tight knit and close, whatever, but you're going to grow through that.
Right.
In the military, it's forced upon you.
Yeah.
So they have a name for it. It's called trauma bonding. So
in a smaller way, fraternities are a similar way, like hazing.
Exactly.
That.
Yeah. And you know, not everybody's built for it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So not everybody's built for those hard times with groups of people that is going to make you stronger and a better person and a better man overall or woman. I mean, you know, these women are badass, man.
You probably met some savage women.
I met some hardcore chicks in the military. Yeah. But it's the same thing, man. Putting yourself in the situation or giving yourself the opportunity to go through something hard with a group of people. That's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna build that bond.
Yeah. Well, that's something that we've talked about before on previous episodes is, you know, obviously both Gable and I, we grew up with a traditional family in West County, St. Louis. So we're very, very fortunate. We were brought up great. We're still being brought up great. So very thankful for our situations, obviously.
Absolutely.
So in order for us to find ways to challenge ourselves, grow ourselves, and really find those types of lessons on our own, because we're not forced into it through our childhoods.
Yeah.
We weren't forced into it by joining the military. We weren't forced into it by any other type of situation like those.
Right.
So we have to find ways to force ourselves to do that. So I think at least for my first experience, it was something like 75 hard.
Yeah.
You know, and the first time I did it, we did it. You know, we started on the same day. We went through that together. And as far as our relationship, and we just talked about this maybe 2 episodes ago.
Yep, we did.
Because we started 75 hard not too many months after we reconnected. And we've obviously talked a lot about that reconnection, guys. But it strengthened our bond immensely.
Yeah.
Immensely, because we already had kind of an idea of what we wanted to do here. We quickly realized when we reconnected that we had something special here with this relationship. And we found out about 75, and we were like, yo, we got to do this.
Yeah.
We got to do this. And that first go-around, we did some crazy shit. I mean, we went on midnight rucks that it was, you know, snowing and sleeting. It was like negative degrees with the wind. I mean, it was nuts. You know, we've done stuff when it's been 100 plus, you know, things like that. So we force ourselves into these situations that are stupid sometimes, but that's how we grow. That's how we find out what we're made of.
Yeah.
That's how you find new ways to push yourself. We've all started running here recently.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the newest to it out of the 3 of us here. Still waiting to convince Money Mitch over there.
That's going to be a tough convince.
Hey, man,
tough convince.
It took a lot for me to convince it. And
Baby
I'm like,
steps. It's baby
I'm
steps.
like, you know what?
Yeah.
I just got to do it. Like, I got to figure out a new way. I really like this new hybrid training thing that's been, you know, becoming popular with the bodybuilding and running. So blah, blah.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing it with myself, finding new ways to push myself. And in a way, I'm a part of that group too. You know, I have you guys around me. We've got a few other people around us as well. And so how to do it is you have to force yourself to it.
Yeah.
You have to want to figure out ways to make yourself better. You have to want to get the correct people into your life, because if you realize that you're in a shitty situation, the only way you're going to get out of it is by getting yourself out of it. And you got to replace those old people with new people. And for a while between those, there's going to be a time period where you're going to feel alone and you're going to be doing it by yourself. But in those alone moments, that is where you will find the new people. That is where you will find that lifestyle you want, the money you want, the body you want, the relationship you want, all of that.
Yeah.
So you have to go through that time period alone, and that will attract all those other things. So I hope that answers that question there.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
solid.
I would say on my end, I'll give places that you can find these type of groups and places that you can create that bonding for yourself. One of those is obviously the military, as we've been talking about. Another one, I would say, is sports teams.
Definitely.
You are suffering to win
Yeah.
together. That's a phenomenal reason that's what hockey has been for me for however long. That's why I still play it, because it's still a league that we want to win in.
Yeah.
And so that creates a huge bond between the team. Another place is obviously the gym. That's a pretty obvious one. CrossFit gyms, boutiques, whatever, because you're suffering together.
Yeah.
Even in the Orange Theories we talked about and whatnot, you're all in a pretty small room, sometimes even up to 30 of you,
Yeah, man.
and you're all suffering together. All your sweating, cardio, whatever. It doesn't matter. So if you put yourself, guys, in these type of places, that's where the wins come. That's where the wins come. That's where that bonding comes from. And again, like Wurtz said, sometimes it's going to have to be individual. Sometimes situations like a breakup will force you into that type of scenario as well.
Most often, yeah.
A lot of times that's what forced me into it.
Yeah.
Originally, like really into it. Because at first it was sports and I was a little bit into it, and then the breakup happened and I was like, I'm all in on this shit now.
Yeah.
I'm just pissed off. So sometimes scenarios will happen where you're just going to have to be like, instead of, like Wurtz said, picking up the bottle, you're going to have to pick up the shaker and get after it.
Grab a
instead.
shaker, not a bottle.
So good.
I'm
That's such a good
tagging
line.
that, bro. Like, we're putting that on a shirt
Oh,
or something.
dude. 100% we are.
Yeah, you need to.
That's just content, dude.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
some
you need
producer of content. It's unreal. Unreal. But guys, I mean, yeah, like Wurtz said, sometimes it'll have to be individual. It really will.
Yep.
And that is going to be probably the least fun of it all, because you don't have somebody by your side suffering with you. But that's part of the game.
When you do, it's special.
Even if you grow up in a really rough, maybe a poor household without a father, or in a worse situation, even you grow up an orphan or something like that, you're going to have struggles that you're going to have to push through yourself at that point.
100%.
It's going to have to happen.
100%.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No doubt about it. So, guys, we were very, very happy to bring you this first guest episode of season 3. It took us 13 episodes, but we finally got him on. We hinted at this, I think, in like episode 2,
like
maybe.
it was like
we were
episode
like, hey,
2,
we
yeah.
already know who our first guest is going to be. Here we are 11 weeks later. So, but you know what?
I didn't cut it.
You
That's
know,
it.
and honestly, I think it
He wasn't up
worked.
to standard.
Right, yeah.
I had to start running first.
So true. Exactly, right. Had to be sub 15% body fat.
There you
So-
go. Yeah.
But honestly, this kind of worked out in a really cool way. So because we had a veteran on, tomorrow when you guys are listening to this, it'll be 4th of July. So happy 4th of July. One last question for you, Connor.
Yeah.
What does 4th of July mean to you?
What it used to mean to me was partying, day off, whatever, right? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what it's looked at as.
Absolutely it
Yeah.
is.
Instead of what it is meant to be is the independence of our country, right? You know?
Pretty damn cool.
It gets lost. And a lot of people do still love what 4th of July means, the true meaning of it. And a lot of people just see it as another day to drink and party at the pool.
Right.
For me, in every holiday that has something, or holiday or day that has something to do with our country or the service members or anything like that, I mean, it means a lot, and
Absolutely.
it should mean a lot.
Yeah.
You know, my birthday is 3 days before the 4th of July, so I don't really celebrate my birthday as much as I do celebrate the 4th of July.
That's awesome.
So it's always been great for me. I always love it. I've always seen it as just an honorable day
Yeah.
for the country.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and like you said, it's supposed to signify, well, it does signify our independence.
Yeah.
And here we are 200 and whatever years later.
Yeah.
Maybe having to fight for it again.
Hashtag fuck Britain.
All right, guys. We were happy to bring you this first guest episode.
Yes, sir.
Share the show, okay? Instagram makes it super, super easy to share. Or I'm sorry, I do that every time. Spotify and Apple Music make it super easy to share this to your Instagram stories. Also on YouTube, we did have some video issues there, so we will figure out a way to get this all on YouTube. But share the show, guys. It does help us tremendously. It really helps us grow, helps get our messages out, and it'll help get this guy's handsome face out there more.
Yes,
Hey.
please.
Where can they find you, Connor?
Instagram is _Connor_Goodrich. Yeah,
Perfect.
because some asshole thought they could be Connor Goodrich and take
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. we're gonna go gray man with your
I've
status
written a
and
letter,
find
man.
him.
I've
Yeah.
written a letter. It's nothing back.
Well, guys, until next time, peace and love.
Thanks, ladies and gents.